Are you scheduling sales calls but unable to close them? Meaning you can't make the sale, but you do have interest. You're not alone with this problem. My client Julia came to me feeling frustrated, not knowing how she was going to scale her private practice if she couldn't enroll clients into her program. Julia had thought about starting her private practice as a side gig. She's an avid Shark Tank lover. You know, that show where entrepreneurs present their business idea to the top sharks to see if anyone will bite and help fund. She was already attracted to becoming an entrepreneur, but Julia felt conflicted. She was worried that starting her own private practice and posting on social media might be a conflict of interest since she was working for a service-based company at the same time. So, when Julia discovered my program, she had some things to work out. But 3 months later, after following my method, she had made $4,100, and I want to share her story with you. Hi, I'm Libby Rothschild, creator of Dietitian Boss. Welcome to my channel. My program empowers dietitians and nutritionists just like you to create private practices from scratch using proven processes and social media strategies that work. I'd like to help you set up and become successful in your own private practice by following my step-by-step Dietitian Boss method. Okay, back to Julia. When Julia was considering whether she could begin posting on social media about her work as a dietitian, she initially decided not to do that. But then things changed. In June, Julia was laid off. Now, that's usually not very pleasant, but for Julia, this actually felt like a lifting of limitations. She was free to do something on her own, and she felt ready to build her business. But she still came into coaching with a few reservations. As Julia puts it, I was thinking, well, I can find all this stuff free on the internet. There's all these free webinars, and as soon as you Google anything related to business coaching, I should save the money and just figure it out myself. Well, here's the thing. As dietitians, we know that people need professional help. We know that we have the expertise that they're not going to find through a general Google search. Well, it's the same with business coaching. Using an expert gets you further and faster to where you want to go. One of the Dietitian Boss instructors on my team looked through Julia's feed and pointed out that she wasn't very clear with what she was offering or who she wanted to attract as clients. Her Instagram didn't look like a business page. She had pictures of her dog and food, but what was she even trying to sell? Julia then realized that she needed someone to help her, someone who could move her away from the trial and error approach and replace it with a clever and effective process to follow. Now Julia says, I can't believe that I was going to do this on my own. I've learned so much about marketing and how to post on Instagram and what my clients want. I've come a long way. The biggest thing that Julia learned was that getting clear on her message would show her ideal clients that she's the expert. She works with women who are in the binge restrict cycle, and in particular, women who say that cravings are their biggest problem. When she first started Dietitian Boss, Julia thought that she had to specialize and promote weight loss. She felt torn. Well, not just torn, she was tortured over feeling like she had to talk about weight loss. Julia felt pressured because she had bills to pay and she needed to make the money, but she wasn't making money in the weight loss niche. One day, she woke up and felt excited about building her private practice, and the next, she was back to freaking out about paying the bills. Sound familiar? On a coaching call, one of the Dietitian Boss instructors listened to her concerns and gave her feedback, saying that it sounded like her real message was wrapped around the concept of cravings. Julia reported immediately feeling relieved. She remembered that in her clinical job, every time she would receive client intake forms with a list of cravings, she'd say yes. She knew she was really good with helping these women and that she could really provide a lot of value to these types of clients quickly. Once Julia realized this was her specialty, everything changed. She identified her ideal client and aligned her message on social media specifically for clients who were stuck in the binge restrict cycle. She also knew there was a whole audience of potential clients who didn't know what that cycle is. If she could speak to those problems, many more clients would identify with her message and seek out her services. Let me give you specific examples of what this change did for Julia. Before the end of her 3-month dietitian program, she had made $4,100, and 1,000 of those sales came in just 3 days. Now that Julia developed a clear message, she feels way more confident. She worked on reframing her mindset and reading books. She also wrote down and spoke out affirmations. And she referred to herself as the person that she wants to be, not the person that she used to be. Julia says, now I don't feel misaligned or guilty because my niche feels right. And when I show up passionately. And I really, really enjoy talking. How do you get there? Here's what Julia does. She posts a story every single day and talks at least 4 times a week. In return, she gets messages thanking her for her relatable content. This establishes a positive feedback loop. Julia is known and liked by her ideal client, and this makes them feel a deep sense of trust in her services. And that boosts Julia's confidence. And in her critical role, Julia never had the opportunity to see or interact with clients face-to-face. It was all over phone, no Zoom calls, no interactive stories. And it's no surprise then that Julia found it difficult to close sales calls. But after following the Dietitian Boss method, Julia enjoys sales calls and meeting potential clients over Zoom. More importantly, her closing rate, meaning the amount of people that she enrolls in her program, has been way higher than Julie would have ever expected. By having a clear message and consistently showing her face, Julia's clients are ready to pay for her expertise. They're already clear that her services have value and that she's not offering her services for free. She's making better and better money and feeling more confident and more proud that she's helping people, and she's feeling really aligned about how she's helping them. Like Julia, you too can get started with coaching, and you're going to learn how to define your message and become confident on sales calls so that you can enroll more clients into your program and begin reaping the financial rewards of having your own private practice. You don't have to wait until you've formed an LLC, created a perfect logo, or have a definitive Instagram handle, but you do have to get started. And the sooner you begin, the quicker that you're going to see results. My team is ready to guide you step by step through a proven process that works so you can become your own dietitian boss. So I encourage you to apply to the link below and let's get started so that you too can start and grow your virtual private practice, help the people who you want to serve, and make the amount of money that you want to make.